So this talk is going to be a little different, and I love that Jilson was asking how many people are new here, and a lot of people raised their hands. So you haven't probably seen what I'm about to do, because you don't see that very often at a stage for a conference about tech stuff, right? So my talk is really about not how you implement the tech or how you do it, but I've actually done it for you, and we're going to have an experience with guitars, and you guys get to do a bunch of stuff with the talk. So hopefully it's a bit more about the inspiration of what Vue.js can do. Right, so before we get started, I work at HighGraph, and I'm doing developer relations. And we love AI nowadays because that's actually my face on this, this dude. And so HighGraph is a headless CMS that is GraphQL native. And so I won't go too deep into it, but all the content that you see in this talk actually comes out of HighGraph. All right, so I'm an ambassador for a bunch of cool stuff. Of course, Nuxt, we have Algolia, we have Supabase, we have Cloudinary, and all that stuff is actually in the talk. And I couldn't really find any images of me with the, the swag on, so I just literally took anything I had. Anyways, you might think that my accent is a little strange, because I was actually born here, I think that side across the water. So I'm from Amsterdam, but I live in France, and I work with Americans. So this is how I sound when you do that. And I've checked with my colleagues, they use that cheese, like for real. That's the thing. So let's talk about this talk. And so I have a few images here of when I was young and skinny, but why not? That's when I was a proper musician. And so this talk is called Alive and Kicking. And so the idea is that I created a guitar karaoke application. Because if you play guitar, you want to do that as many places as you can, right? And why not at work? Well, that's what we're doing here. And so essentially, we use the guitar in the browser. So the browser controls the whole karaoke application. And of course, we're using Vue.js. And so the thing is that you get to vote which songs I play. And so what I've come up with is you can be kind of like a DJ, because the idea is that I made something called like a mashup. Like a DJ could do a 20-minute set and then have 5 songs that kind of flow well together. We're going to do that today, but you're going to be voting which song comes when, and I kind of have to figure out what that song is by just looking at my screen and then playing it instantly. And it will loop, so if I don't look, it's a problem. Right, so you vote for your favorite mashup of the 8 songs that you'll get on your phone in a second. So you'll get something like this. And I try to have songs that are a little bit rock and roll focused, but hopefully for everyone. Right, so we have Bon Jovi with its Mickey Mouse rock, and then we have Iron Maiden with the proper metal. Like, I have hopefully something for everyone. And so I've built it with all the tools that you've probably seen today. I won't go too deep into the tech right now. I think it's time to just get you awake and play a little bit, and then we talk about it more. Right, and so like I said, Vue.js controls the whole thing. And we'll go over what this box is, what the guitar does, all that in a sec. All right, are you ready to rock? Yes, let's go. But one thing first. The conference here is helping me a ton with this, right? Because you see, I have the whole screen. There's a whole bunch of extra things happening. And so what I would love to do is, when you vote for your mashup, you can actually share that. And then once you share it, you see there's like the hashtag of Vuejs Amsterdam. And so what I would love to see is like all of Twitter full of Vuejs Amsterdam stuff. So these guys get like some organic growth from you. And of course, it's fun that my stuff is shared. So let's be honest about that. So take out your phones and scan this thing. Or if you're on your laptop or tablet or whatever, go to aliveandkicking.dev. So while you do that, I'll just grab my guitar and get ready. Is it working? It better work. It's going to be a rough day. I'll leave this on for just a sec so you guys have a chance to get there. Okay, well that's working. Are we good? to be honest, once I start, on that screen there, you'll have the QR code as well. And so just for you to remember, it's called aliveandkicking.dev. Guys, can you turn off these lights a little? Better? Oh, you cannot scan. Oh, the new iPhones and their focus problems. That's problematic. I did not consider that. Okay, so go to aliveandkicking.dev instead. All right, so I'll give you a quick note on what's happening here while you figure it out. So have you guys been able to log in? Because then you can start voting on the songs. Like you have 4 spots. Right now we have 0 votes. And so these are just the first 4 songs that we have on. So feel free to start voting for your favorite songs.
Which spot is which?
That would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, and the screens are starting to work. We're seeing some votes. I think I have to do a refresh of my browser. There we go. So what you see here is when you vote, you see your little icon bounce around. So keep voting as much as you can, and you'll see yourself be part of this. And all of you are here, and it keeps updating every 10 seconds. And so this is using Supabase real time. So all of this is basically a WebSocket. So whatever you see is live. So this is starting to go. So while this is going, let me show you quickly what I'm dealing with here. So this little red box has an input from the guitar. It makes it digital. And so this is an amplifier application. And so we don't need amps. We don't need anything. We just plug in and go. So what I asked last year is try to hack it, please. I want as many votes as possible. So if you can hack it, feel free. I think it's a little safer now. I did a lot of, security stuff this time, but here we go. So it seems like Michael Jackson is the first vote. So what I'll do now, I'll make this go, and then you can no longer vote for the first one, but you can actually change the second, third, and fourth. Here we go. go. Thank you.
Do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once? I am one of those melodramatic fools, neurotic to the bone, no doubt about it. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid? Am I just sad? I went to a shrink to analyze my dreams. She says it's like a sex that's bringing me down. I went to a whore. He said my life's a bore. So quit my whining 'cause it's bringing her down. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Grasping to control, so I better hold on. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid? Am I just shy?
What's next? Yep. Oh, yes. Thank you very much. All right. I think it almost worked. Nikki, do you mind refreshing that browser?
We tried.
Ah, crap. Okay. I told you to use Chrome, didn't I? All right, all right, all right. So let's chat a little bit about what happened all up there. Let's turn that volume off. And the lovely thing is, I still have 22 minutes. So what I can do is actually change it up in a sec to its normal mode, so you can just vote and we can actually play all the songs. There's more than enough time, which is awesome. Let's see. What are we dealing with here? So, let's talk about some fancy term that we call the signal chain. And so, the signal goes from the guitar, which is this bad boy here, and the strings vibrate to these, we call them pickups. And this is analog signal that comes out here. And that analog signal somehow needs to come into the computer. And we do that with this lovely Focusrite box. And everybody uses these, they're amazing and quite cheap. And so they go into the box. I'm saying it's cheap because it's very important, because now everybody can do this. Anyways, you go into the browser, or into the computer, and then the computer actually goes to the speakers here. Right? So that's the guitar to the speakers. But then inside the computer, we have this little application that I just showed you that made my guitar sound the way it sounds. It's like a virtualized amplifier. Normally, it would be a big speaker here with a bunch of knobs and pedals on the floor. And musicians always love this stuff because it's extra gear, you can deal with it. But the whole point was, I want to just put my laptop down, do a conference talk. So I did a virtualized one. And then also we have the browser. So the browser is playing this backing track. And it also goes to the front of house here in all the sound. So basically those two things are mixed. And it's lovely for me because I can control it. Our lovely sound people just get whatever they get from me. So there's not much mixing involved. But I'm sure lots of fixes were done on the fly. So thanks for that, Andrew. And so then the browser talks again to this amplifier, because of course the intro versus the verse versus the solo have different sounds. Sometimes there's more echo, sometimes there's a different equalizer. So I need to make sure that I don't have to step on any boxes for the sound to change. I don't want to think in this setting, right? So let's talk about the browser for a sec. So you can see, of course, here on the left top, that's where you see what song is playing, all the votes, all the things, and then it will automatically actually go to the next one. And so I've had to hack that one, because if I want to play the next one and I need to refresh the browser, I'm going to do a click with JavaScript, because it needs a user interaction to do autoplay for the song. So there's lots of like little tweaks in there that I had to do. And so then you see the equalizer, right? And so this actually responds to my guitar. So this is a live channel with an audio. Like there's this web audio API. And so it can analyze, and that's what this is, and it's just a canvas that just goes 100%, and it's kind of true to whatever the sound that comes in. And then we have the audio player that has these chapters, the thing I just talked about, right? And so each chapter would then actually say, well, for this part of the song, go to that preset. And so all this information, the presets, the chapters, the images, they all come from HighGraph, which is the CMS I work for, right? And so, of course, you can put this stuff in a JSON file or in any other CMS, but I work there. You see, there's the hat, so there it is. And so it's actually pretty cool that you can do so many different things with headless stack. Like all of this happens in the cloud, right? And this is not an application per se, it just talks to things on the side and figures things out together, and then it's all in the client. All the voting you saw, it's all in the client. All right, and then of course, that little up the iron sound goes to the amplifier, it gives the sound, and we play. And so on your phone, when you're voting something, it goes to Supabase. So Supabase has this, there's a bunch of stuff, like you're logged in with Supabase also, and they have a Postgres database. So every vote you do is your user ID with the vote of the song, like the ID, and then which spot. And there is a, the moment that happens, you see like right now the screenshot has a 0, but it of course ticks up when you put a vote. And then you see all the balls bouncing around. And that is something super cool with Supabase and Nuxt, where you could literally say, I have a real-time channel that listens to a change in the database. So for now, I just said update or insert. And based on that, it says, hey, there's a change. And then I use the use async data composable in Nuxt to just refresh the call and query the last thing. And so if that happens 1,000 times, it does 1,000 new queries for the last row that was just inserted. And it is good enough for now, because sometimes you might get 5 votes at the same time, but I didn't put any database logs, because who cares? It's a conference talk. And you know what? It held up pretty well. You guys were voting your butts off, and it had 60 frames per second. The live thing was happening. And like the technology today is insane that it works that well. And so this is the stress test I was doing on my local host. And so this is literally just everything you see is a new query. And the lovely thing that I've noticed with Supabase especially, when you do a query just one, it's like 100 milliseconds. But when you do it like this, they become like 4 milliseconds. Like it scales up like crazy. And so one last thing that I didn't talk about at all, these songs were short, right? They were like 2-ish minutes. And I wanted to do that because otherwise I'd be an hour here, and these songs are repetitive because awesome vocals and things, but I'm just playing guitar. So what I've done, also for copyright issues, I have basically taken these songs and cut them up. And I used AI to isolate the instruments, and it works most of the time. And so what I've done is like taken the drums, taken the bass, taken the vocals, make it shorter, put it in, remix it with the help of lovely Nikki, who sits behind there doing the production. Awesome Nikki. And basically she helped me to mix, and I played my own guitars. And so what this means, there's 8 songs here. So I basically recorded an EP for this, but then with famous songs. Like I've been just playing myself. Because all these songs, they have all these fancy bells and whistles that make no sense for me to play guitar over. So I just kind of stripped them, made them easy to listen to while my guitar is over it. And that's what you heard today. And so there's a few months of work there. And so this is the first thank you here. Doesn't mean it's the end, because I have 15 minutes. So, lucky me, right? I expected 30. So that would be on the dot. So what we're going to do is, there's a different mode in my app, where right now it's mashup mode, but let's just put it on the normal mode, so you guys can vote on the songs that you hadn't seen yet. So, it says extra secret config, but you guys cannot go here. I promise. It won't work. I promise. Try. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Okay, I'm just going to reset everything now. So votes are gone, active songs are gone, all the things are gone. And we're setting it to normal mode. You saw that immediately change? That's the live Supabase thing. I changed the database row, it listened, it queried again, something else. Are you looking at my page? Are you? I did not show you this. Seriously? It's connected to my ID. Okay. Anyways, so please don't go to that page, because that is not fun anymore. So refresh your browsers, and you'll see a different way of voting now. You just have 8 songs. And I would suggest you vote on the songs that we didn't play yet, and in that order we finish the rest in the last 15 minutes. You see how performant this is? It's all in the client. So we don't need that much. There's no SSR here anywhere. I know we talk about that a lot, but if you can do it like this, why not? Browsers are fast. Okay, so while this is going on, I need to tune, because I felt my guitar go out of tune in the hot lights while I was playing. Oh boy. Oh boy. So, is there a bug in my application, or are you guys voting like crazy? I don't see any double faces, not really. Wow. Or maybe some. Or who hacked it? Raise your hand, who hacked it? Ah. The people who really hack it will come to me after and show me, I hope. Right, it looks like it's going to be Iron Maiden. So what will, holy moly, can hardly see my interface. So what we'll do is we'll just play the songs I didn't play yet in the order of your votes. And while I play, you can continue voting. So let's start with Iron Maiden, and then it's going to be Bon Jovi, then it's going to be Aerosmith. And then I just can't read? Okay, we'll see at that point. Here we go. Are you ready for some like old school rock? Yeah. This is like, I never play this stuff, right? So this was like practice to the max, this song. Here we go. Yo. If I just keep smiling, you don't hear the mistakes. That's what happened there. I hope I didn't show it too much. All right, who's next? Well, Metallica we did, right? Oh, we did not. That's awesome. Let's go, Metallica. That's fun. You guys are rockers. Is this an alarm I have to worry about? Okay, we're good. Let's do this. Okay, we're good. I think there's one left. Are you ready for some 80s? This is going to be full force Mickey Mouse rock for you. And you know what? I might say that, but this is so fun to play. This is like pure party. Here we go.
Shot through the heart, and you're too late. Darling, you give love a bad name. Angel smile is what you said. You promised me heaven, then put me through hell. Chains of love got a hold on me. Passion's a prison you can't break free. Oh, your love is gone. Whoa, there's nowhere to run. No one can save me. The damage is done. Shot through the heart, and you're to blame. You give love a bad name. I play my part, and you play your game. You give love a bad name. You give Shot through the heart, and you're to blame. You give love a bad name.
That's it. Thank you. Thank you so much for entertaining me in my guitar endeavors here. I want to thank you, and I don't have my phone on me, but I'm hoping Twitter is full of your shares, because that would be super fun. And you can follow me on YouTube or on Twitter, and if you feel like I can just give you one CTA, check out HighGraph. Because I'm doing a guitar talk, I'm not talking about my job at all. But feel free to have, it's like a free account and it's a super cool CMS. So that's it for me. Thank you so much and have a lovely conference. Cheers.